Шановні колеги, за київським часом 11:00, згідно з постановою Кабінету міністрів України від 12.01.2022 номер 44, затвердженого нею порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти, наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії, наказом ректора Західноукраїнського національного університету номер 41 від 29.01.2025 року на підставі рішення вченої ради Західноукраїнського національного університету, протокол номер 5 від 29.01.2025 року, створено спеціалізовану вчену раду ДФ 58 082 065 Західноукраїнського національного університету з правом прийняття до розгляду та проведення разового захисту дисертації Чжун Деміня на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії з галузі знань 29, міжнародні відносини та спеціальністю 292, міжнародні економічні відносини, та затверджено склад спеціалізованої вченої ради ДФ 58 082 065 Західноукраїнського національного університету. Згідно з порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти, наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії, зокрема пункт 27, захист дисертації повинен мати характер відкритої наукової дискусії, в якій зобов'язані взяти участь здобувач, голова та усі члени разової ради. Під час атестації здобувача члени разової ради повинні оцінити науковий рівень його дисертації та наукових публікацій з урахуванням дотримання ним академічної доброчесності, а також встановити рівень набуття здобувачем теоретичних знань, відповідних умінь, навичок та компетентностей. Перевірку на доброчесність дисертації Чжун Демінь виконано в програмі Turnitin Similarity. Текст дисертації Чжун Деміня в результаті перевірки на наявність академічного плагіату, фабрикувань чи фальсифікувань не містить запозичень без належних посилання на джерело та відповідає критерію дотримання здобувачем академічної доброчесності. У разі надходження до закладу звернень інших осіб з оцінкою дисертації, разова рада озвучує їх під час публічного захисту дисертації та з врахуванням результатів їх розгляду приймає відповідне рішення. Такі звернення беруться до розгляду у разі їх надходження не пізніше, ніж за 3 робочих дні до дня захисту дисертації. Звернень від інших осіб з оцінкою дисертації Чжун Деміня до складу у встановлені терміни не поступало. Заклад забезпечує трансляцію захисту дисертації в режимі реального часу на офіційному веб-сайті Західноукраїнського національного університету, а також відеозапис трансляції захисту дисертації. Після прийняття разовою радою рішення про присудження ступеня доктора філософії закладом протягом 3 робочих днів оприлюднює рішення разової ради про присудження ступеня доктора філософії та відеозапис трансляції захисту дисертації на офіційному веб-сайті ЗУНу з можливістю вільного перегляду. Шановні колеги, заслухайте інформацію про здобувача. Чжун Демінь, 1982 року народження, громадянин Китайської Народної Республіки, освіта вища, закінчив у 2018 році Південно-Китайський університет, отримав диплом магістра за спеціальністю ділове адміністрування, вступив до аспірантури 01.11.2020 року на заочну форму навчання за спеціальністю 292 «Міжнародні економічні відносини». З 01.11.2024 року був поновлений в аспірантуру на денну форму навчання за цією ж спеціальністю. Успішно виконав освітньо-наукову програму за спеціальністю 292 «Міжнародні економічні відносини». Зокрема, отримав довідку номер 78 та висновок наукового керівника Зварич Ірини Ярославівни, доктора економічних наук, професора, завідувачки кафедри міжнародної економіки. Чжун Демінь звернувся до структурного підрозділу кафедри міжнародної економіки Західноукраїнського національного університету із письмовою заявою щодо отримання висновку про наукову новизну, теоретичне і практичне значення результатів дисертаційного дослідження. Успішно пройшов публічну презентацію наукових результатів дисертації та її обговорення на фаховому засіданні кафедри міжнародної економіки 23 грудня 2024 року, протокол номер 10. Результати обговорення та проведення презентації відображені у висновку про наукову новизну, теоретичне та практичне значення результатів дисертації, який підписаний головуючою на засіданні кафедри, доктором економічних наук, професором кафедри міжнародної економіки, навчально-наукового Інституту міжнародних відносин імені Богдана Гаврилишина Західноукраїнського національного університету Ліщинським Ігорем Орестовичем з пропозицією щодо кандидатури разової спеціалізованої вченої ради із захисту дисертаційної роботи на присудження ступеня доктора філософії за спеціальністю міжнародні економічні відносини. Здобувач звернувся з письмовою заявою до вченої ради Західноукраїнського національного університету про утворення разової спеціалізованої ради 28.11.2025 року. До заяви на вчену раду від 27.01.24 року було накладено кваліфіковану електронну позначку часу КЕП здобувача на електронну копію дисертації у форматі PDF, що засвідчує, що остаточний текст дисертації після подання здобувачем письмової заяви про утворення разової ради не був змінений. Рішення про утворення разової ради вчена рада прийняла 29 січня 2025 року. На підставі рішення вченої ради виданий наказ номер 41 від 29.01.2025 року про утворення разової ради ДФ 58.082.065 у складі 5 осіб, голови разової ради, 2 рецензентів та 2 офіційних опонентів. 29 січня 2025 року оприлюднено електронну копію дисертації у форматі PDF з текстовим шаром з накладеним електронним підписом здобувача, анотацією дисертації, висновок про наукову новизну, інформацію про склад разової ради, посилання на веб-сайт, де здійснюватиметься трансляція захисту дисертації. Інформацію про утворення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради подано до інформаційної системи НАЗЯВО 3 лютого 2025 року. 31.01.2025 року до локального репозиторію Західноукраїнського національного університету подано електронний примірник та друкований примірник дисертації, підписаний здобувачем, до бібліотеки закладу, а електронний примірник та облікову картку до Державної наукової установи УкрІНТІ. Всі документи, які представлені до спеціалізованої вченої ради, оформлені відповідно до вимог чинного законодавства. Рецензії рецензентів та відгуки опонентів були надані вчасно 5, 7 та 10 березня та розміщені в електронному вигляді на офіційному веб-сайті університету 10 березня 2025 року. Внесено повідомлення до інформаційної системи НАЗЯВО про дату, час і місце проведення публічного захисту дисертаційного дослідження Чжун Деміня. Згідно пунктів 13, 14, 17 та 22 Постанови Кабінету міністрів України від 12 січня 2022 року номер 44 та затвердженого нею порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти, наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії до спеціалізованої вченої ради надійшли всі необхідні документи і матеріали. Дозвольте представити членів нашої спеціалізованої ради ДФ 58.082.065. Рецензентами по даній роботі є Борисяк Олена Володимирівна, доктор економічних наук, заступник директора Навчально-наукового інституту інноватики, природокористування та інфраструктури, старший викладач кафедри транспорту та логістики Західноукраїнського національного університету. Також Живко Максим Андрійович, кандидат економічних наук, доцент, заступник директора Навчально-наукового інституту міжнародних відносин імені Богдана Гаврилишина, доцент кафедри міжнародних економічних відносин Західноукраїнського національного університету. Опонентами по даній роботі є Орехова Тетяна Вікторівна, доктор економічних наук, професорка, декан економічного факультету Донецького національного університету імені Василя Стуса. І також Чала Вероніка Сергіївна, доктор економічних наук, доцентка, професорка кафедри економічної теорії та міжнародних економічних відносин Придніпровської державної академії будівництва і архітектури. І також я, голова ради. Ліщинський Ігор Орестович, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри міжнародної економіки, навчально-наукового інституту міжнародних відносин імені Богдана Гаврилишина Західноукраїнського національного університету. Хочу зазначити, що абоненти Орехова Тетяна Вікторівна та Чала Вероніка Сергіївна беруть участь у засіданні спеціалізованої вченої ради з використанням засобів відеозв'язку Zoom. Ця програма забезпечує відкрите голосування відповідно до пункту 28 постанови Кабінету міністрів від 12 січня 2022 року номер 44 та затвердженим нею порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії. Шановні колеги, прошу перевірити якість зв'язку. Чуєте нас, опонент?
Добрий день, шановні колеги. Вдячні за можливість приймати участь сьогодні в такому важливому науковому обговоренні. На жаль, через непереборні обставини вимушені доєднатися дистанційно. Шановний Ігор Орестович, чутно мене?
Так, Вероніка Сергіївна, дякую. Тетяна Вікторівна, у вас все в порядку?
Доброго дня, шановні колеги. Сподіваюся, що порушень зв'язку не буде, але ми всі живемо в однакових обставинах і будемо сподіватись на краще.
Так, також сподіванням на все хороше. Отже, прошу членів Ради підтвердити свою присутність підписанням у реєстраційній картці присутності. Офіційно присутні тут члени Ради: рецензентка Борисяк Олена Володимирівна, рецензент Живко Максим Андрійович та я, голова Ради Ліщинський Ігор Орестович, підтверджуємо свою присутність підписами особисто. Я прошу дозволу опонентки Чалої Вероніки Сергіївни та опонентки Орехової Тетяни Вікторівни підтвердити їх присутність на засіданні спеціалізованої вченої ради підписом голови ради. Чи даєте ви на це дозвіл, Тетяна Вікторівна?
Так, звісно.
І також, Вероніко Сергіївно, чи даєте ви дозвіл на підписання?
Так, а вже ж,
головою ради?
Ігор Орестович, а вже ж.
Дякую вам. Шановні колеги, у реєстраційній карті навпроти прізвищ присутніх дистанційно членів Ради ми вказуємо режим відеозв'язку Zoom, засвідчені підписом голови Ради. За реєстраційною карткою із 5 членів спеціалізованої вченої ради присутні на засіданні 5 членів Ради, з них докторів наук з наукового напрямку, за яким підготовлено дисертацію, 4. Отже, засідання вченої ради правомочне і є пропозиція розпочати засідання. Чи є якісь інші пропозиції? Немає. Тоді дякую. Усі члени ради готові і згідні почати засідання. Отже, на порядку денному захист дисертації Чжун Деміня на тему «Бенчмаркінг. Формування циркулярних кластерів», поданої на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії за спеціальністю 292 «Міжнародні економічні відносини» з галузі знань 29 «Міжнародні відносини». Чи є інші пропозиції щодо порядку денного? Немає. Оскільки інших пропозицій немає, пропоную проголосувати за затвердження порядку денного підняттям рук. Хто за? 5 членів Ради за. Проти? Немає. Утрималися? Також немає. Згідно порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії, засідання ради проводиться англійською мовою. Із здобувачем погоджено мову захисту англійська. Здобувач, чи погоджуєте ви? Do you confirm English language of your defense?
Yes, confirm.
Дякую. Отже, мова засідання англійська. Dear colleagues, according to the agenda, the floor for presenting the main provision of the dissertation is given to the applicant. There is a proposal to determine the regulation for the report 15 minutes. Are there any objectives? No? Please, Chжун Деміня, the floor is yours.
Good morning, dear professor. My research topic is benchmarking of the formation of chocolate clusters. This study offers a fresh approach to scientifically assess the progress in 新语和 tech zone. Chocolate economy and global economy are growing rapidly alongside industrial clusters. It is important to study and analyze the core element of chocolate economy and its construction framework, especially in the two major areas of chocolate economy indicators system and industrial in clusters strength evaluation. This purpose of research paper is to study how chocolate clusters are formed by conducting empirical research to understand the level of development and quality of industrial clusters. Therefore, analyze the chocolate economy indicators system to review the specific mechanism of benchmarking in promoting the formation of chocolate economy. This paper takes Xinyu City, Jiangxi province as an example to study the benchmark management of chocolate economy for 9 states. For example, number 1, building and evaluation index system for chocolate economy. Number 2, developing a evaluation method to measure industrial clusters. Number 3, conducting a case study on the benchmark test of chocolate clusters formation to understand the level and the quality of development in industrial clusters in the study case. This is my research object, Xinyu City in Jiangxi Province, China. This is my research subject. This study focuses on benchmark management in the formation of the chocolate economy when studied in Xinyu City, Jiangxi Province. The benefit and the quality area of chocolate economy in my paper. This research is all about chocolate economy, the use, reduction, and the recycling of products and materials. Please look at the figure. The industrial cluster, the chocolate economy consists of 3 subsystems. Number 1, the natural circulation subsystem. Number 2, the business circle subsystem. Last one, compound circulation system called the natural economy. In the chocolate economy, reduction, reuse, and recycling are relationally and complementary. This usually order is the following: reduce first, reuse as much as possible, and finally recycle. This systematic application not only helps to realize the efficient use of resources, but also promotes the sustainable development of the environment. Building and evaluation method of circular economy indicator system, illustratively creating a circular economy indicator system and evaluation method, looking at the overview of index, evaluation method of industrial clusters strengths, and ecological environmental index. Research results. At first, China has been looking the whole circular economy for years now, but with this new economical landscape, we portrayed the result to the time and coming up with some fresh idea to keep that circular economy sustainable and effective. The second step involved comparing resource and environmental indicators you can see in the figure. The formation of circular economy clusters promotes a sustainable and efficient development of the circular economy. The weight of evaluation indicators will determine based on AHP. This shows the data sample is valid and true, which can support the research of the people. Xinyu and Taizhong has made impressive progress in developing a circular economy, but it still faces some difficulties and challenges. For example, industrial strength, industrial waste utilization, over competition in the industrial channel, and other. We analyze how Xinyu and Taizhong circular economy has developed. Looking at the graph, you can see that from 2030 to 2022, there are way ups and downs in all the major indices, but they generally grow over time. The economic development index had impressive growth in the last 10 years. However, both the resource development index and the environmental development index peaked and then began declining. This shows that as well strong for economic growth, it's important to prioritize sustainable resource usage and protect our environment. Over the past decades, the economic development index had skyrocketed thanks to investments, technology advancement, and good market conditions. However, these resource and environmental development indexes have hit that peak and then takes a novice, highlighting the challenges posed by unsustainable resource use and environmental degradation. Strength of balance between economic growth and sustainability is really crucial in order to avoid running out of resource, developing systems and effective health. Lixinyu and Taizhong had started up a circular economy system by using different methods to make better use of resources. Take Xinyu and steel company, for instance. They usually lift heat to make electricity and also reuse gas from daily furnaces, which cut down on the pollution and make energy use more efficiently. At first, earlier commented on recycle usage and eco-friendly consumption, but it don't fully improve the ways of getting resources back and investment in the environment. First on, research advice is important to make the government's tax and subsidy system. But for resource recovery and environmental investment with this kind of program in classroom and policy, we can use resources more widely, cut down on the waste, and speed up the growth of business that are part of the circular economy. This study points out some main challenges we are facing in adopting a circular economy in China. For example, a higher reliance on the coal for energy is a big obstacle over use up resources too quickly, which is causing some to rely and our current market system isn't ideal. It doesn't really consider what people want to order, show that priorities match up with how the market works and where it is at its development. Given Chinese current features of valid industrial change and advancement, these people suggest that a circular economy in the way to go. We will go to mix things up with our own sustainable system for process management styles and technological to make a fresh model. For circular economic growth, this new model isn't just about recycle. It's also about innovation, and it shows a fresh route for clusters to keep growing sustainability in a circular economy. Check out the diagram, the new circular economic model. First of all, this model really gets to making the most of our resources and recycling. The mastering is called to three-level loop with individuals, companies, and their governments. People buy stuff and spend money. The government keeps on our own things with taxes and subsidies, and companies making money by producing and using resources better, which cut down on the waste. This stop help recycle resources and also makes them more valuable, giving a boost to our industries. Next, this model is all about setting up a system for energy that is reusable and widely used, like biomass power and reusable resource and recovery, reducing industrial waste and making it a useful thing. This gives our industrial clusters a strong base for ongoing sustainable growth. Lastly, it's about making a top-notch base for development, whether it's local or international. We're looking at a new system for consumption, production, and distribution and building a new industrial system for a circular economy that will really support our clusters in their future. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, dear applicant. Now it's term of answers. According to the procedure, anyone could ask the question to the applicant. Also the member of academic board, they are obligatory to ask questions. Is anyone having the questions now? Yes, please, Olena Volodymyrivna.
Thank you, dear June, for your presentation. And I have two questions for you. First question, what evaluative indicator do you propose for analyzing the effectiveness of the regional development of circular cluster in China based on benchmarking? Please answer.
Thank you, Professor, for your question. Thank you. In my opinion, while assessing circular clusters in China, we should consider such factors as economic resource utilization and environmental indicators. Some indicators to consider are number one, economic factors, production, innovation, and growth rates. Number two, resource utilization indicators, efficiency, recycling practices, and utilization rates. Number three, environmental aspect and water quality control, as well as ecological production measures. These indicators provide measurable to evaluate development. That's it. Thank you, Professor, for your question.
Thank you, dear June, for answer. I am satisfied, and I have another question for you. What are the advantages for circular cluster formation in China of your proposed the following circular economy strategies, in particular government support, technological innovation, market mechanism enhancement, and public education? Please answer.
Thank you, Professor, for your question. My opinion is that their key benefits are number one, legislation and financial incentives for the government to promote the coordination across industries and regions. Number two, improve the efficiency, recycle competitive edges through tech innovation and collaboration among research institutions, companies, and governments. Number three, market-based incentives such as carbon and sharing and green certificates. Number four, adaptable strategies replicating market trends. Number five, providing public education to shift the consumer behavior to sustainable consumption and promote community engagement in waste reduction. That's it. Thank you, Professor, for your question.
Thank you, dear June, for your answer, and are satisfied. Thank you all.
Thank you, Olena Volodymyrna. And having a possibility, I would like to ask also two questions in development of the previous ideas. So my first question will be following. In your work in chapter 3, you propose the overall planning diagram of circular economy in high-tech zones. Could you please tell how circular clusters could be applied here in this module?
Thank you, Professor, for your question. In my opinion, the overall plan for the high-tech parks circular economy mainly shows how resource is effective since army use up and land treated waste. It focuses on reduce, reuse, and recycling to minimize resource waste and promoting more efficient recycling through a closed-loop system. Let's say it. Thank you, Professor, for your question.
Thank you. And also, I have a second question for you. In chapter 3, you propose new circular economic model. What is your own contribution to this model?
Thank you, Professor, for your question. In my opinion, the new circular economy model is all about me advocating for and contributing to the integration for circular economy principles and focus on promoting sustainable practices in clustering, resource efficiency, and facilitating collaboration among stakeholders to minimize waste and make the most of our resources. My role is to ensure that the model is practical, innovative, and meets the needs of the target zone. Let's eat. Thank you, Professor, for your question.
Thank you, dear applicant. I'm satisfied with your answers. And who else would like to have? Okay, Dr. Zhivko, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for your interesting presentation. I have two questions too. And first of all, I would like to ask for you is how do the various circular economic related theories interconnect? And what are their limitations in addressing the complex size of industrial cluster formation? Please answer.
Okay, thank you, Professor, for your question. In my opinion, circular economy civilized such as industrial symbiosis, green support chain management, eco-industrial parks, and resource-based perspectives to maximize resource utilization while minimizing waste. However, these styles have limitations. Number one, they often overlook socio-economic, regulatory, and competitive factors. Number two, there can be challenges to apply in large and complex clusters where different stakeholders and coordination barriers and different and opposing interests often hinder systematic integration. Let's see it. Thank you, Professor, for your question.
Thank you, June, for your answer. I agree with this material. And in this context, I will have the second question. It's what are the key challenges in designing an evaluation indicator system for clustered circular economy development? And how does the system ensure comparability across diverse industries?
Thank you, Professor, for your question. In my opinion, creating an evaluation system for clustered circular economy in challenges you two. Number one, complexity with need balanced, comprehensive, and indicators with plug number two, data issues a common probability, timeliness, and accuracy value across regions and the industries. Number three, comparability is crucial. We must ensure meaningful comparison without overall simplifying industry's complex-specific features. Number four, flexibility important we should adapt indicators to involve industrial clusters and legislation challenges. Let's do it. Thank you, Professor, for your question.
Thank you, John, for your answer. I agree with this.
Thank you, Professor. Dr. Живко. I see that Tatiana Viktorovna Orechova raised her hand. Please, Tatiana Viktorovna, you are welcome to ask the questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you, dear Igor Orestovich. And I have two questions as well to the applicant. Dear Chžun Demīņa, I would like to ask you, my first question is, how does the evaluation indicator system for the regional circular economy development differ from traditional sustainability metrics? And which advantages does it offer in guiding policy making?
Thank you, Professor, for your question. In my opinion, the duration circular economy indicators system focus on efficient resource is used in a closed manner. It considers economic, environmental, and resource aspects to promote efficiency, conservation, and production reduction. These system factors collaborators insights for local communities or industries by offering data-driven assessment for process making, guiding environmental, promoting balanced development, and providing targeted support. Let's see it. Thank you, Professor, for your question.
Thank you. I satisfied your answer by your answer, and I would like to ask you about the case study of the high-tech zone in New City. How do local socio-economic and environmental factors influence on the evaluation of the circular economy development path?
Thank you, Professor, for your question. My opinion is, in Xinyu high-tech zone, the development of circular economy is influenced by local social economy and environmental factors. It takes advantage of its industrial base to shift towards sustainable production, with companies working together and process providing support environmentally effort focused on reducing waste, prioritizing resources and promoting green production, specialized parks and infrastructure enhance circular operation, but their challenges such as the impact of heavy industries and limited public participation. Let's see. Thank you, Professor, for your question.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm satisfied.
Thank you. And there is also one member of our council who haven't asked the question. So Veronika Sergeyevna Chala, so please, would you like to give some questions to our applicant?
Thank you very much. I would like also to give a remark. I would like to thank dear June for his presentation. It's really juiciful and inspiring to see the presentation from the author directly, and the consequencing the speech. There are some questions arising, and the first question, which you've already noted, but can you please specify what are those systematic barriers in Sinu city high-tech zone that hinder successful implementation of circular economy principles, and what are probably possible innovative policy and technological solutions to address those barriers?
Thank you, Professor, for your question. In my opinion, is that Xinyu high-tech zone faces significant challenges. Implementing circular economy principles leads include higher reliance on the energy intensive and industries, being in their early stages of the resource recycle, lacking strong connections between enterprises, not having enough process support, and market mechanism and limited awareness among the public and businesses who address these issues. I propose solutions such as introducing innovative policies like financial incentives and green assessment, sustainable development, technology innovations for better resource recovery and promoting collaboration and integration among industries to improve the waste utilization and energy efficiency. Let's see it. Thank you, Professor, for your question.
Thank you for such a deep specification and diversified answer. I'll back up this your approach. Also, you've mentioned all of the remarkable points of your benchmarking model proposed, but can you be more specific when you when you talk about benchmarking model in the new circular economy, can it be adopted to foster inter-regional cooperation and spillover effect, is well known as a knowledge sharing among similar industrial zones?
Thank you, Professor, for your question. My opinion is the Benchmark model for the new circular economy can improved by setting benchmarks across different regions, creating platforms for sharing in-classroom collaboration on projects, providing customized support, advocating policies that are productive, utilizing digital technology, knowledge, promoting cultural exchanges, and regulatory evaluating collaborative efforts. These adaptations promote collaboration, knowledge sharing, and provide widespread implementation of circular economy and practices. Thank you. That's it. Thank you, Professor, for your question.
Thank you very much for giving such a wide response. I'm well satisfied. Thank you.
Thank you, dear applicants. And also, do the members of our council have some additional questions? No. Do the guests of our council have some questions to our applicant? No, I see that there are no questions. So we move to the next part of our defense, the reviews of our dear reviewers. So if you don't mind, the floor will the floor will be given to the reviewer, Dr. Żywko, the candidate of economic science, associate professor, deputy director of the Bogdan Gavrilyshin Educational and Scientific Institute of International Relations, associate professor of the Department of International Economic Relations at West Ukrainian National University. So please, Dr. Żywko, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Igor Orestowich. As a reviewer, I had the opportunity to review Chjun Deminia's dissertation on benchmarking the formation of circular clusters. I prepared the appropriate review and sent it to the address of the specialized academic council and time according to the terms that were determined. And you can read the review in its entirety of the website of the West Ukrainian National University. And now, if you don't mind, I want to emphasize the key aspects of my review. After reading the dissertation work of Chjun Demínia, I can confirm the following, that in the modern context of global economy undergoing significant transformation driven by digitalization, utilization, and ecological shifts. The concept of the circular economy is gaining increased importance. Growing concerns about environmental issues and the need to reduce the carbon footprint necessitate the search for new economic models capable of ensuring sustainable societal development. One such model in the circular clusters which integrate principles of resource reuse, waste minimization, and sustainable production. In view of the above, the dissertation work performed by Chjun Demínia on the topic benchmarking the transformation for circular clusters is relevant and timely. The qualification work is an independently conducted scientific study in which the author has personally developed a new model of circular economy, all scientific ideas, theoretical developments, generalization, research methodology, conclusions, and recommendations presented in the dissertation are the sole work of the author. A review of Chjun Demínya qualification work can confirm the high level of the conducted research and the presence of scientific novelty. The justification of the scientific provisions, conclusions, and recommendations is based on the modern theories and concepts of international economic relations, as well as relevant studies by scholars from various countries. The most significant results that characterize the scientific novelty of the study is it includes a methodological approach has been developed that through a system of indicators enables the assessment of regional circular economy development and its classification based on specific criteria across China's provinces, and this approach facilitates a spatial analysis of the circular economy, allowing the classification of regions according to their level of resource utilization in China. The conceptual justification of theoretical provisions of industrial clusters within the circular economy system have been refined. This position considers the global best practices in the circular cluster formation and applies of global benchmarking approach. A circular economy assessment system has been implemented in Xinjiang high-tech zone, based on benchmarking and the analysis of three-dimensional characteristics of the circular economy, as well as resource consumption indicators B2 and B4. And based on this data, a matrix has been created to evaluate resource utilization efficiency. Key challenges in the implementation and operation of circular clusters, particularly in Xinjiang high-tech zone, have been conceptualized. This includes an analysis of obstacles faced by enterprise, industrial parks, and government authorities in planning and development the regional circular economy. Among the primary barriers identified are resource limitations, differentiations in coordination efforts, and difficulties in adapting to new circular economy models. An ecological mechanism for assessment the saturation of Xinjiang high-tech zone has been proposed. This mechanism is aimed at fostering the rapid development of green and low-carbon zones by promoting a carbon-neutral circular economy. It ensures the harmonious development of the economy and environmental through the integration of ecological standards and innovative technologies designed to minimize environmental impact. Thus, it can be concluded that key scientific provisions, findings, and conclusions of Chjun Demínya qualification work demonstrate scientific novelty and are sufficiently substantiated. The theoretical results of the conducted research contribute to the advancement of the theoretical foundation for studying regional circular economies by analyzing their structure, functions, objectives, characteristics, and evaluation methods. The research findings have practical implications as the core theoretical propositions regarding formation of circular clusters can be applied in the activities of business entities and serves as a foundation for further scientific studies in the domain of research findings have practical implications as the core theoretical propositions regarding the formation of cycle clusters and can be applied in the activities of business entities and serves as a foundation for further scientific studies in this domain. The results of the qualification research have been published in 7 scientific works, including its one article in the journal Indexes in the Scopus International Scientometric Database, 4 articles in specialized scientific journals of Ukraine, and 2 articles in other publications based on conference proceeding. The profile of this publication and the content of the scientific works fully comply with the established requirements for the comprehensive presentation of the dissertation results in accordance with the academic standards for obtaining the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of knowledge 29, its international relations, and specialty 292, international economic relations. Chjun Demín qualification research is written in English. The style of presentation is scientific, characterized by logical consistency in the disclosure of the content of paragraphs and chapters, precise definitions and categorization, and coherent interaction between research objectives, scientific novelty, final statements, and conclusion. The text of Chjun Demín qualification papers, based on the results of the check for the textual borrowing, does not contain any unreferenced borrowings and addresses to the principles of academic integrity. All references in the paper are made in the compliance with the norms of copyright and related rights legislation. Along with significant scientific achievements and positive evaluation of the content and design of the qualification thesis, it's important to note certain remarks and discussion points included. In section 1, the author considers the theoretical foundation of circular economy, conducts a review of circular economy theories, a comparative analysis, and the formation of clusters, and the construction for a system of indicators for assessing the development of a cluster circular economy. From the content of this work itself, the author's position on this issue is clear. At the same time, it would be worthwhile to specify the role of cluster in global economy, and the text of this work, which would be a logical and methodically justified step. In the dissertation, the author argues that the circular economy is a complex system that includes different functional sets with different roles, page 81-82. However, it would be advisable to conduct the analysis of the stats and weakness of the implementation in identifying gaps and planning, which would make it possible to determine the level of development of the region, assign it the current states or idea planning mechanism. The third, it's on page 114, authors stated in the order the development of circular economy. Is it necessary to rationally organize the scale structure or layout of the economy in accordance with the capacity, spatial distribution, and the environmental and resource regulate and control the inflow of the resource and the outflow of pollutants into the economic system, minimize the demand for natural resources and negative impact of economic activity and the environmental. However, it would be worthwhile to conduct a more detailed analysis of the implementation of the principles in practice and to make a comparison with other countries of the world. And the fourth, the author investigate the evolutionary model of the cycle economy of the unqueued high-tech zone, which is guided by sustainable development. It's on page 148. However, it would be worthwhile to use more examples, including the high-tech zone in China, in which would allow identifying effective tools for ensuring sustainable development. And the fifth one, it's when development a general recommendation based on the result of the study, the author clearly specifies the exercising protein of the circular economy development. It demonstrates an understanding of their impact on sustainable development. At the same time, as the depth of recommendation for their limitation is mostly limited in China. It is worth nothing to considering the global level. Here would significance increase the significance of the result obtained. Overall, the affirmation, contention points, and remarks do not diminish the overall positive evaluation of the dissertation, not the significance of the obtained conclusions and practical recommendation. The qualification paper by Chjun Demín titled Benchmarking of the Formation of Circular Clusters, obtained for the award of the Doctor of Philosophy degree in the specialty 292 International Economic Relations. It's a complete independent research project that meets the established requirements. The work is conducted at an appropriate theoretical level and holds practical significance. The topic of the dissertation is fully covered. The analysis of the dissertation allows for the conclusions that the obtained dissertation complies with the requirements of the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine on the number 4 dated January 12, 2017 on the approval of requirements the formation dissertation is named at the procedure of the awarding of the Doctor of Philosophy degree and the cancellation of the decision of the single specialized academic council of the higher education institution of scientific institution regarding and awarding of the Doctor of Philosophy degree. Approved by the resolution of the Cabinet Minister of Ukraine number 44 dated January 12, 2022, therefore in author Chjun Demín deserves the award of the Doctor of Philosophy degree in the field of knowledge 29 International Relations, specialty 292 International Economic Relations. Thanks.
Thank you, Maxim Andreevich. Now the floor is given to our applicant, Chjun Demín, to respond to the comments of the first reviewer.
Okay. Thank you, Professor. You have made 5 review remarks on my people. Regarding remarks 2, my opinion is chocolate economy is a system with diverse functions to accurately assess a region's chocolate economy development. We should analyze its strengths and weaknesses, identify guidance and plan accordingly. This analysis helps formulate targeted strategies to promote higher-level chocolate economy development. On remarks 4, my point is indeed studying only one case of 新语和 Taizhou might be limiting to better understand the implementation of chocolate economy in high-tech parks comparing with although Chinese high-tech zoom would be beneficial. This comparison can identify effective tools and methods for sustainable development, provide listen for more regions and promote wider application of chocolate economy. On remarks 5, my point is limitedly China's experience in chocolate economy invaluable, but global practices with enhance their insignificance and applicability of research. which research will focus on global issues and propose university applicable solutions and learning from all countries is successful to contribute more to global circular economy development. Thank you very much, Professor. I agree with remarks 1 and 3. Thank you, Professor. That's all.
Thank you, dear applicant. Are you satisfied with the answers on your comments?
Yes, I'm satisfied. Thank you.
And would you mind if we include those comments which applicant do agree in the official decision of our academic council?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So now we give the floor to our second reviewer, Professor Borisiak Olena Volodymyrівna. Please, the floor is yours.
Dear head, dear member of one-time specialized academic council, the review was prepared and presented in time. It is published on the website of the West Ukrainian National University. With your permission, I will not present it full. I will only focus on the important issues. About relevance of the dissertation topic, limited access to natural resources, especially to natural energy and agricultural resources, as well as the growing impact of climate change, require a review of approaches to natural resource management. The principles of resource efficiency and climate neutrality are a priority for the global economy. The transition to circular resource use is aimed at achieving sustainable development. China, which is promotes a circular economy policy, is facing challenges such as low resource efficiency and pollution. Thus, the application of benchmarking tools aimed at studying the best global practices of circular clusters is strategically important in the transition to circular resource use and sustainable development in China. In this regard, the result of dissertation benchmarking of the formation of the circular cluster by Chjun Demínya are valuable. The study is devoted to deepen the theoretical concept of circular clusters formation and development, practical recommendation for improving the level of development and quality of circular cluster formation in China on the basis of benchmarking. The dissertation is a part of the fundamental scientific research project on the topic national concept of eco-security of society and inclusion of the circular economy in pandemic condition. Fundamental scientific research project on the topic concept of recovery and green reconstruction of Ukraine. Implementation of an international project Erasmus Plus Jean Monnet module on the topic European Inclusive Circular Economy, Post-War and Post-Pandemic model for Ukraine, and Geoeconomic and Civilization Challenges of the development of the global economy. The scientific statements, conclusion, and recommendation presented in the study are based on the provision of the circular economy concept and the use of benchmarking tools for the formation of circular clusters. The dissertation combines international and national theories of the circular economy, and the last achievement combines theories with practice, qualitative and quantitative methods, and national and foreign perspectives. About scientific novelty. First obtained methodological approaches was development. Next, a system of indices for assessment the region development of circular economy cluster was proposed. Improved the conceptual justification and theoretical position of industrial clusters in the circular economy system, in the projection of the water benchmarking of the formation of circular clusters. The system of interaction between enterprises, industrial parks, and the government at the micro level of regional circular economy development, and the method of measuring the degree of development of industry clusters. Also improved the system of evaluation of the circular economy of the new higher-tech zone. Further developed the ecological evaluation mechanism of the transformation of the new higher-tech zone, the proposition of circular economy development in the new higher-tech zone for planning the industrial chain, and the conceptualization of key problems of the implementation and function of circular clusters. About theoretical and practical significance of the results, the dissertation expands the theoretical basis for the study of the regional circular economy by analyzing its structure, function, goals, characteristics, and method of evaluation. The study offers scientific recommendation for strengthening the regional development of the circular economy by evaluating 31 provinces, municipality, and authorities region in China, autonomous region in China. The study provides insights into the current status of the circular economy in the province, helping government, enterprise, and the public to understand regional circular economy development and offered recommendations for improvement. The main provisions of the dissertation are published in 7 scientific papers, including 1 paper in publication includes in the International Scientific Database Scopus, 4 papers in scientific professional publication of Ukraine, 2 papers in other publication based on conference proceeding. As a result of the application research were present and discussing at international scientific and practical conference. The dissertation is an independent performed scientific research. All scientific results presented in the dissertation were obtained by the author independently. From the scientific works published in co-authorship, only to those ideas and provisions that as a result of the application independent research are used. The dissertation consists of an introduction, 3 chapters, conclusion, reference, and appendix. The dissertation is written in business English with a scientific style of presentation or its content. The text of the dissertation has been checked for text borrowing. According to the results of the check, the text borrowing without proper reference are absent, and about comments on the paper in discussion point. First, needs to indicate evaluative indicators for analyzing the effectiveness of the region development of circular cluster in China based on benchmark. Need to describe the advantages for a circular cluster formation in China of the following circular economy strategy, government support, technological innovation, market mechanism enhancement, and public education. Next, it would be advisable to detail a strategic direction for the introduction of the proposed model of the new circular economy model benchmarked for another Chinese city. Also, it would be advisable to develop the supportive measure for the system of interaction between enterprises industrial park, and the government and the micro level of region circular economy development in China. And last, the value of the result would have increased if models had been used for compare the case study, not only the high-tech zone in senior city, but also another Chinese city in chapter second. It should be noted that those remarks are of a clarified nature and do not underestimate the positive assessment of Chжун Деміня dissertation. And general conclusion. Chжун Demínya's dissertation on benchmarking of the formation of circular cluster is an independent qualification scientific work, which is performed on an actual topic and solved urgent scientific task. In terms of its content, it corresponds to the specialty 292 international economic relation. The results and conclusion obtaining have scientific novelty, important theoretical and practical significance, and make an undeniable contribution to the theory and practice of circular cluster formation. In terms of scientific level, quality of theoretical and practical developments, structure, style of presentation, the dissertation on the topic benchmarking of the formation of circular cluster meets the requirements of the procedure for awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and cancellation of the decision of one-time specialized academic council of a higher education institution. A scientific institution on awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy approved by the resolution of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine number 44 of 12 January 2022, and its author Chžun Demínya deserves to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of study 29 International Relations, specialty 292 International Economic Relation. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Olena Volodymyrівna, for your efforts, for your careful revision of the dissertation. And please, the applicant, give your comments on the reviewer's opinions.
Thank you, Professor. You have made 5 review remarks on my people. Regarding remarks 1, my opinion is these people developers comprehensive evaluation index system for China's knowledge chocolate industrial cluster. Covering economic resources and environmental system based on literature review process analysis and support consultation is this need to scientific and practically assess cluster's performance and can be adjusted for regional specificity to improve the evaluation accuracy. On remarks 2, my point is these people outlines for current strategies for China's circular economy. Government support technology, innovation, market mechanism, environmental, and public education. These strategies are crucial for addressing development challenges and promoting the circular economy. On remarks for my point these people establish a comprehensive evaluation system for the regional circular economy, focused on collaboration among business, industrial parks, and the governments. Their efforts is on developing their evaluation system and identifying development paths rather than specific support measures. They offer notes that policy measures should consider real world condition and the distant process, but this is beyond this group of this study. Thank you very much, Professor. I agree with their marks 3 and 5. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Chжун Деміня. Are you satisfied with the comments of the applicant, Olena Volodymyrovna?
Thank you, I agree.
And would you mind if we include the comments which do applicant agreed into the official decision of our academic council? Yes, thank you. Okay, so we move to the next section of our council, and we are going to the opponent's response. And the floor is given to the official opponent, Doctor of Economic Science, Professor, Dean of the Faculty of Economics of the Vasil Stus Donetsk State University, from the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine, Orechova Tatiana Viktorovna. Please, Tatiana Viktorovna, we are honored to invite you to the floor.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Professor Lіщинський. Dear colleagues, first of all, I would like to express my gratitude for the invitation to expertise dissertation on a very relevant topics for both the global economy as a whole and the national economy of Ukraine. My full review was posted on the university's website on time, and so I will focus only on its main points. Circular economy is gradually becoming a practical way of implementation of the development of the sustainable development. And we understand that transition from a linear economy model to the circular economy model will require a complete restructuring of technological process in all industries and types of economic activity. Therefore, benchmarking as an effective management tool will provide important support for the establishment and the development of circular economy. Thus, Chжun Deminia's dissertation, Benchmarking of the Formation of Circular Clusters, is an actual vector of the development of this mainstream idea. As for scientific novelty of the results of the dissertation work, first obtained methodological approach was developed, reflected through a system of indicators for assessing the development of regional circular economy for its classification by characteristics in the provinces of China, on the basis of which the spatial distribution of the circular economy was carried out and regions were classified accordingly by the use of China's resources. A system of indexes for assessing the regional development of circular economy cluster was proposed based on the current legislation, regional experience, and 35 indicators in 3 dimensions of economy, resource, environment. A model for the development of the regional circular economy was developed, and analysis of the evolution of the development path for circular economy classes was carried out. Improved. The conceptual justification and theoretical positioning of industrial clusters in the circular economy system in the projection of world benchmarking of the formation of circular clusters. The system of interaction between enterprises, industrial parks, and the government at the micro level of the regional circular economy development and methods of measuring the degrees of development of industrial clusters. The system of evaluation of the circular economy of Xinyu high-tech zone has been improved based on benchmarking and three-dimensional characteristics of the circular economy and resource consumption indicators B3 and B4, on the basis of which a matrix of evaluation of resource use indicators. Further developed. The ecological evaluation mechanism of the transformation of Xinyu high-tech zone towards the repeat development of green, low-tech zones, carbon circular economy, and the achievement of coordinated development of economy and environment. The proposal of circular economy development in Xinyu high-tech zone for planning and industrial chain of the new steel industry of circular economy and industrial chain scheme of the coal and chemical industry of circular economy based on the correlation indexes between Xinyu high-tech industrial park and domestic and foreign industrial parks. The conceptualization of key problems of the implementation and functioning of circular clusters, in particular in the Xinyu high-tech zone, has been further developed, including the challenges faced by enterprises, parks, and the government during the planning and development of the regional circular economy. This dissertation broadens the theoretical framework of the study in the regional circular economy by examining its structure, functionalities, objectives, distinctive features, and evaluation methodologies. As for absence, presence of violation of academic integrity, the scientific results of the dissertation were obtained by the author personally. The ideas and provision from the scientific papers published in co-authorship were obtained by the author personally and were used in the dissertation. No violation of academic integrity were found in Chjun Deminia's dissertation. The dissertation contains references to relevant sources of information, provides reliable information of the methods used in the results of the research conducted, and complies with copyright and related rights legislation. All this allows us to conclude that the author of the dissertation adhered to the requirements and rules of academic integrity. As for remarks on the work and its debatable provisions, first remark, the author's position that when construction a system of indices for the evaluating circular industrial clusters, both international standards and the characteristics and differences of different regions of China can be considered simultaneously, requires additional arguments. P80 to 89. The thesis states that the development of circular industry clusters requires joint efforts of the government, enterprises, and the public. The author's position on assessing the specific role and synergy of these three parties in promotion, the formation, and development of circular industrial clusters requires explanation. P169 to P170. The point 3. The thesis analyzes in detail the development of circular industrial clusters in the Xinyu high-tech zone. However, different regions may be different industrial bases and resources. have different industrial bases and resources. The author's position on the possibility of reproducing and popularizing the experience of Xinyu high-tech zone in other regions requires additional explanation. P182, P187. The point 4. The thesis emphasizes the importance of technological innovation in the development of circular industrial clusters. However, the author should have paid special attention to measuring the degree of technological innovation and its actual contribution to the development of circular industrial clusters. However, the formulas given on P173, P174 do not contain the explanation of the value of the S indicator. The thesis does not pay enough attention to the study of the impact of globalization and digitalization of the development of circular industrial clusters. P174, P175. But the remarks mentioned and discussion points indicate some controversial aspect of research. However, overall, they highlight the relevance, complexity, and multi-faced nature of chosen topic, its practical significance, and do not significantly affect the qualitative characteristics and of the qualification thesis. My general conclusion and assessment of the qualification work. The qualification thesis of Chjun Demínya on the topic benchmarking of the formation of circular clusters is independent qualification scientific work that is performed on a topical topic and solves an urgent scientific problems. In terms of content and professional orientation, the qualification thesis meets a specialty 292 International Economic Relations of the field of knowledge 29 International Relations. It also meets the quality and levels of theoretical and practical development expected on the qualification thesis for obtaining a PhD degree, offering a unique authorial approach and to solving a scientific task. Overall, the qualification thesis benchmarking of formation of circular clusters meets the requirements of the resolution of the Cabinet of Ministries of Ukraine dates January 12, 2022, number 44. On the approval of the procedure for awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and cancellation of the decision of one-time specialized academic council of a higher education institution, research institution on awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in terms of content, substantiation of scientific provisions and recommendation and level of scientific novelty. The author, Chjun Demínya, deserves to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty 292 International Economic Relations. Let me end my speech with that.
Thank you, Tatiana Viktorovna, for your comments. And the floor is given to our applicant to provide the comments for the official opponent ideas.
Okay, thank you, Professor. You have made fair review remarks on my people. Regarding remark 3, my opinion is the circular industrial clusters development in Xinyu high-tech zone, where the regions specific offers replicable and parameter-table core model on and success factors Through government guidance, enterprise leadership, and public participation, Xinyu has established efficiently resource recycling, sustainable order regimes. Core regimes can adopt its strategies in plan technological innovation, industrial China integration, and public industries. Their carry is adapted these strategies to local industrial base and resource is adjust plus flexibility, strengthen regional coordination and cooperation and innovation and balanced progress and market force for sustainable development. On my remarks 4, my point is, in this paper, we'll look at tech innovation through sense, like how much money companies put into R and D, the number of patients dedicated, and how will they turn ideas into labor products. This give you a sense of what grows into innovation and what comes out of it. We check how tech innovation helps chocolate industrial clusters by seeing if it markets resources used more efficiently, cut down on the production, and boosts industries to higher levels by comparing how things were before and after their innovations in terms for money. Environmental and society, we can clearly see the good impact it had on the cluster's growth. So, tech innovation is super important to the development of these clusters. On my remarks 5, my point is, in my paper, I pointed out that globalization and digitalization are going to have a big effect on how chocolate industrial clusters grows. Globalization opens up more chances for sharing resources, tech and markets, which helps everyone work together better. Digitalization makes these clusters smarter, helps use resources more efficiently, and speed things up. I think it's really important to pay attention to these trends. We should work together internationally to use digital tech for making industries better, while also dealing with issues like keeping digital staff and product weight. I plan to keep looking into how all these office focus chocolate industrial clusters. Thank you very much, Professor. I agree with the remarks 1 and 2. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chжун Деміня. Тетяна Вікторівна, are you satisfied with the
Yes,
comments
I'm fully
of our
satisfied
applicant?
by answers of our applicants. Thank you.
And Tetiana Viktorovna, would you mind if we include only those comments to which the applicant do agreed with into the decision of our academic council?
Yes, sure.
Okay, okay, thank you. And then we give the floor to the another official opponent, Doctor of Economic Science, Associate Professor, Professor of the Department of Economic Theory and International Economic Relations of the Ukrainian State University of Science and Technology of the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine, to Veronika Sergeyevna Chala. Please, Veronika Sergeyevna, give your comments, your ideas, your visions to the dissertation of our PhD thesis of our applicant.
Thank you very much, dear Igor Orestovich, dear members of Specialized Academic Council, dear colleagues, dear applicant. It's an honor for me to take part in such an important discussion today and expertise the presented work and to point out my own specific estimation of presented research. My detailed assessment of the work is presented in the standard review and submitted to the Specialized Academic Council. Now I would like to highlight the key estimations, principal estimations. If you permit me, I would like to start with the undoubtful relevance of research focus, which was highlighted by other reviewers and Tetiana Viktorovna today. So I back up it harshly. Indeed, a circular economy coming to the forefront of sustainability discourse presents the last gasp chance for humanity to salvage itself from the alley of the self-destruction. And circular industrial clusters are gaining momentum as business and government pushes for sustainable economic models, focusing on resource efficiency, waste minimization, and industrial symbiosis, where one country's waste becomes another's raw material. And global practice and research on effective sustainable industrial production has heightened both in developing countries and in developed regions of the world. In particular, China has demonstrated outstanding experience in developing circular industrial clusters, integrating sustainability, resource efficiency into one industrial growth, mentioning only Kaohsiung eco-city, Zhejiang industrial symbiosis, and presented today cases. Regarding numerous researches, still circular classes are a phenomenon of latest decades, with the limited study and exploring the lack of scientific awareness on business models in industrial networks, effective governing regimes for their sustainability, ways to overcome interfirm conflicts, adequate tracking specific indicators of the process of circular economy principles implementation. And moreover, we witness that evaluation of industrial clusters is not a common case in many countries. One country uses the UNIDO methodology, others are inclined to the OECD approaches, other to IWEP methodology, and there is usually a gap to compare circular economy performances in clusters. And as a result, industrial clusters fail to tap into learning opportunities and benchmarking its strategic development and management. Consequently, an author today, Chжун Деміня, has presented a research and put strong effort to fulfill this theoretical and practical gap, deepening the theoretical concepts of circular clusters formation and the development of applied recommendation for improving the level of development and quality of circular clusters formation in China on the basis of this benchmarking, common benchmarking, adopted from the experience of most of the countries of the world. I estimate highly elaborated evaluation system to measure the development of regional circular economy, in particular in CNU based on considered reference practices for the formation of the circular economy and circular clusters, presenting a basis to identification of effective strategies and mechanisms which can be applied in practice and promote the sustainable use of resources and protect the environment, specifically in China. This thorough and comprehensive research led by Chjun Demín to a significant scientifically new outcomes, the most valuable among which I would point out a new methodological approach which carried out spatial distribution of circular economies in China's region. Secondly, the conceptualization of the key problems of implementation and operation of circular clusters, improved system of interaction between enterprises, industrial parks, and government at the micro level of regional development of the circular economy. And I would also like to stress on unwrote proposals for the development of circular economy in Xinjiang high-tech zone for planning of the industrial chain of the new circular economy in steel industry and in coal and chemistry industry. That is for me of a great practical and theoretical value. I would like to remark that requirements of academic integrity have been upheld both in dissertation and in authors' scientific articles and publications. I highly appreciate the structure of the work, the richness and logic of the research presentation, authors' argumentation, highly transparent results of the sophisticated mathematically economic models, and the full report is containing more of the comments, but I would like to mention also some controversial points of the research conducted and statements of the debatable nature for me, consequently from familiarization with the work. First of all, it is essential to select and define specific indicators. So when developing an evaluation system for the growth of circular industrial clusters, to ensure comprehensive, objective, and systematic representation of their efficiency and development, which relate to the pages 189, 190. Also referring pages 130, 188, when author stated in the dissertation text, data correlation was conducted based on principal component analysis and the analytical hierarchy process. But it would be advisable to specify the measures taken when working with indicators to prevent multi-collinearity and ensure the accuracy of and reliability of evaluation results, which is unfortunately now is not presented. The dissertation states that there are regional differences in the development of China's circular economy. When describing the analysis of these differences, in addition to the three dimensions, economy, research, and environment, which influenced me highly, it would be useful to indicate whether other important factors such as policy, culture, and technological level were also considered, and how these factors influence the formation of circular industrial clusters, referring to page 190. In the case analysis part, author chooses Xinjiang high-tech zone as a research object. We all know what is the basis for selecting this specific area. What are the characteristics and advantages of this region in the development of circular industrial clusters, and how can these characteristics and advantages be used as lessons for other regions? Referring page 16. In the end, the dissertation puts forward some countermeasures and suggestions to promote the development of circular industry clusters. the dissertation would significantly benefit from a discussion of the key challenges and countermeasures and proposals that may face in practice, as well as potential solutions to overcome these challenges in order to facilitate the effective formation and development of circular industrial clusters, which I've already asked today in the question session, referring page 133, pages 167, 168. It should be noted that stressing these remarks, that those remarks are just clarifying nature and do not underestimate the positive assessment for Chjun Deminia's dissertation. And if you permit me to sum up that Chjun Deminia's dissertation on the topic benchmarking of formation of circular clusters is the independent qualification scientific work that contains significantly grounded research results personally conducted by the applicant, which addresses specific scientific objectives of significant importance for the development of modern concepts, theories, and future trends in the global economy in the context of its greening of social economic system. The dissertation topic is relevant and well explored, and the conclusion aligns the research objectives set by the applicant, which have been fully accomplished and that I certify. The result and conclusions obtained are of a scientific novelty, important theoretical and practical significance, make an undoubtful contribution to the theory and practice of circular cluster formation and development, and have been published in a significant amount of the scientific articles and have undergone additional scientific validation. Regarding the scientific level, quality of theoretical and practical developments, structure, style of presentation of the material, it can be stated that dissertation on the topic benchmarking of the formation of circular clusters meets the requirements of procedure for awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and the cancellation of decision of the one-time specialized academic council of a higher education institution, other scientific institution on awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, approved by the resolution of Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine dated January 12, 2022, number 44, and its author, Chjun Demín, deserves to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of knowledge 29, international relations, in speciality 292, international economic relation. In the end, I would like to express my deep respect and my greetings to the scientific consultant, the scientific school of Zunu, represented today scientific achievements of a high value. Thank you very much for attention.
Thank you, Veronika Sergeyevna, for your valuable comments, for your precision during inspection of this and revision of this and dissertation. And we ask the applicant to give comments to the comments of the official opponent.
Okay, thank you, Professor. You have made file review remarks my people regarding remarks 1. My opinion is when setting up the evaluation system for circular industrial clusters identifies key factors in the 3 main areas: economy, resources, and environmental. These factors will determine from research papers, local plans, statistical data, and export consultation, and to ensure no duplication or they don't see principles concept analysis which operate that streamlining the factors where covering all essential aspects the final set provides the clear quantifiable assessment of the circle clusters performance standardization was also implemented to eliminate unit difference, ensuring final and probable results. This approach allows for a comprehensive and fair evaluation of clusters development. On my remarks too, my point is in this paper, I use principle component analysis and to simplify their data by rolling out their most important info while reducing multicolor for distracting their with. I use their analytical hierarchy process and to build adjustment matrix based on what exporters think and then figure out their weight for each factor. PCA also helps support and remove multicollinearity issues, making sure our evaluation system independent and not redundant by standardized their data. We'll get it right for a difference in dimensions which helps our accurate and reliable results. Only Max 3. My point is when we look at Chinese regional circular economy, we think about 3 main areas: the economy, resources, and environmental. We also consider how process, culture, and technological play important roles. For example, policies like tax breaks and financial support helps shape circular industrial groups. Cultural ideas facilitate how people think about their environmental and encourage green spending habits. Technology makes a big difference in how efficiently we recycle resource is. All these things work together to help all conduct the growth of circular industries, which is why we need to look at everything for difference angles. Thank you very much, Professor. I agree with their marks 4 and 5. Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
Thank you, June, for presenting broader perspective and differentiated angles, like putting a light on some points. Thank you. I'm satisfied.
Thank you, Veronika Sergeyevna. And I also need to ask you, would you agree if we include into the official decision only those comments to which the applicant do agree with?
Sure.
Thank you. So we have complete the section which is dedicated to the opponent reviews, and according to the regulations, we proceed to the discussion of the draft decision of the Council on the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, in which only members of the Specialized Academic Council have the right to take part. So, dear colleagues, you all have the draft of the decision of our Academic Council. If you have some comments to this draft and also to the some comments to the general comments to the dissertation, please, you are welcome. Who would like to start our discussion? Okay, so please, Professor Borysyak.
Thank you. The dissertation on the topic benchmarking of the formation of circular cluster by Chjun Demín is prepared on relevating topic in the condition of climate change and limited natural resources. Accordingly, I want to pay attention on the stringent points of this work. First, it extends the methodological tools for implementation for circular economy concept. Also, the dissertation proposes the measure to formation of circular clusters in China under benchmarking. The study is investigated the theoretical concepts of global circular economy. It is developed a system of indices for assessment the region development on circular economy clusters. Also, the dissertation considers a benchmarking mechanism to ensure the development of industrial cluster in CNU on the basis of the circular economy. And also the model for the development of the region circular economy was developed. And also, I want pay attention on some comments to the dissertation. Maybe I will be repeat about comments mine. It would be advisable to detail a strategic direction for the introduction of the proposed model of the new circular economy model benchmarking for another Chinese citizen. And another comments, the value of the results would have increased if models had been used for compare the case study, not only the higher tax zone in new city, but also another Chinese city in chapter 2nd. It should be noted my comments only have a general and it do not underestimate the positive assessment of Chjun Demín dissertation. Chjun Demín dissertation and also Chjun Demín deserves to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the field of the study 29 international relation, specialty 292 international economic relations. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Олена Володимирівна. Who else would like to continue? Okay, please, Dr. Живко Максим Андрійович, you're
Thank
welcome
you,
to
Igor
continue.
Orestович. Dear colleagues, I have read the draft of our decision. There are no objections. All the main elements that were mentioned have been highlighted, and I have also agreed to the main comments that are included in the draft, and in principle, I generally agree with the draft decision. I have no fundamental comments in general, and I would also like to note that the dissertation is really right on the actual topic, and we are considering a dissertation that solves a rather important scientific problem. I agree with the decision of our one-time specialized council on awarding the qualification thesis of Chжun Demіня on the topic benchmarking the formation of circular clusters, submitted for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty 292 International Economic Relations. I would like to ask that I will vote for the support Chžun Demіня. Thank you.
Thank you, Maxim Andreevich. Dear opponents, who would like to continue our discussion? Okay, so Veronika Sergeyevna was the first who raised the hand, so I will give the floor, please. You're welcome.
Dear colleagues, as for me, the draft of the decision is quite precisely incorporating all mentioned today in terms of actuality and the remarks. So I don't have the objectives or any recommendation to change it. So as a decision and conclusion, I should point out that really we witness today the research which is characterized by several aspects which make it really strong. First is a strong content and structure. I've already mentioned about the structure, the well-connected sections, the systematic approach in the addressing the research objectives and conducting the results. These are the second point is the significant contribution to the circular economy research. We are presented today with the innovative evaluation system, with the pioneering methodological approach, benchmarking and global comparisons. The most strong point is for me, is the incorporation of international best case practices in benchmarking, the development of regional circular clusters in the EU, Germany, France, Japan, USA, and its contextualization in China's experience, which is really innovative in the scientific point of view. Also, I would like to mention the spatial trajectory model, which tracks the evaluation of circular economy clusters presented, the regional disparities identified by Chžun Demіня in the environmental protection in Eastern, Central, and Western Europe is obviously new in the practical and applicable sphere. Innovative evaluation methods, the classification system of the China's provinces based on the circular economy performance and authoral approach, new system in the assessing of the regional circular economy, particularly in Xinyu, using the multidimensional model is higher than any appraisals. And addressing the scientific novelty, which is the third strong point, and the practical application. Author advances the conceptual framework of industrial clusters in the circular economy and succeeds to improve the international interaction models, spillover models between enterprises, industrial parks, and governments. This is a great part and great deal of of the objective which was stated for this research. And the practical value, the resource use evaluation metrics in senior high-tech zone for the low carbon green industrial area is a perfect scientific novelty. Strategies to steel, coal, and chemical industries, ensuring sustainable industrial growth, which is uniquely Chinese experience to be developed and to be overtaken in the international experience exchange. Actually, the dissertation is significantly enhances strategic management approaches and puts bridges to the gap between theory and policy, offering a data-driven, actionable roadmap for sustainable development, and giving all mentioned originality, rigorous methodologies, theoretical depth, and policy relevance in practice. I do agree with my colleagues that dissertation meets the highest academic standards and requirements and merits the Philosophy Doctor Award to Chжун Деміня, and I will back up and support this research today. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica Sneem and Tatiana Viktorovna. You are welcome to give
Thank
your,
you.
to
Thank you,
participate in
Professor
the discussion.
Lіщинський. Thank you. Dear colleagues, first of all, I would like to emphasize that the relevance of the study is undeniable. The obtained scientific results have both theoretical and practical significance. The scientific results have been verified by a number of special research methods and implementation of the author's methodology on example of the 31 provinces, municipalities, autonomous regions of China. The study presents scientific proposals aimed at supporting the regional development of the circular economy. It should be emphasized that the level of theoretical knowledge, skills, abilities, and other competences acquired by the applicant is high, which give him opportunity to obtain new scientifically theoretical and practical results on his research and solve a specific scientific problems in the field of 29 international relations and specialty of international economic relations. And in conclusion, I would like just repeat my general conclusion, previous general conclusion in this step of defense procedure, that the qualification thesis, benchmarking or formation of circular clusters meet all requirements of our national legislation in terms of content, scientific provisions and recommendation and level of scientific knowledge. And the author Chžun Demín deserves to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty of 2292 International Economic Relations. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana Viktorovna, and also let me also finalize our discussion. And in general, I don't have some specific comments to the draft of the decision of our academic council, but I would like to express my opinion concerning the dissertation, this PhD thesis of our applicant, and also some give some compliments to his personality, to his soft skills as a person. So first of all, I would like to express my attitude toward the relevance of the topic. Recently, I have made a short research in the frames of the development of circular cluster in Eastern Europe, in Central Europe, and really there is very big gap in these aspects in our region. So there is large progress in Scandinavian countries, in to some extent in West European countries, but I really agree to Veronika Sergeyevna, which mentioned that there is a big gap. There is a lot of things to be done in the aspect of the development of circular clusters nowadays in Central Europe and in Eastern Europe. Despite that the global agenda is changing to the efficiency, we are shifting from green issues to the efficiency issues, but nevertheless the aspects of circular development, they are remaining important, and they are included into the national agenda, into the agenda of international organization, European organizations. So the relevance of the topic is rather clear, and it is really, these aspects are really important. And concerning the analytical part of the dissertation, we all mentioned the great impact which was made by the applicant, the empirical models, and the set of indicators which help us to evaluate the circular development, the regional circular development. It's really a big progress in the research part, and I was participated in the discussion at our department meeting, and I need to make some comments that the amount of work which was conducted by applicant was really huge, and probably it will be enough for 2 PhD theses, and to prepare the final version of the PhD dissertation, the really very big efforts were done by the applicant to decrease the volume, because the number of the mathematical models, the number of indicators and analysis which was conducted by him, it was really impressive, and it was really big effort to decrease to the standards which are applicable in our university and in general, which are advised by Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine. And of course, these empirical results, they have their footprints, and they give the perspectives to be included into the proposals which were conducted, and it was really well done by the applicant. And also, as I was announced, I would like to give some compliments to the organizational ability of the applicants. Every aspects which we mentioned to him, we just give some short advice to him what should be done, should be improved, and the very next day he complete everything. He do very excellent work. So he is, I would like to highlight the ability of the applicant, not only as a researcher, but as a good arranger, as a good I don't know how to tell it in English, but he managed to arrange the process of defense very smoothly, and he really succeeded in this aspect. So in general, I do agree with the speech of all our colleagues, and the applicant really deserves the scientific degree of Doctor of Philosophy. He meets all requirements, legal requirements, and also institutional requirements which are applicable in our university. So in general, I would advise, and I would insist on awarding our applicant with a degree of Doctor of Philosophy. So in general, we could take the discussed draft of the decision as a basis, as there were no more comments. And before the announcement of the final results, we would like to give the floor for the final speech to the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, to Chžun Demīņa. Please, you are welcome for the final speech.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank the elect of West Ukraine National University Professor Oksana Yatranyuk, the head of the academic council. Professor Andrew Sowadi and West Credit for scientific and education work. Professor Mikhail Divak for letting me defend my work at the university. Special thanks also go to my scientific supervisor, Professor Irina Zvaric. He is being more than just a mentor. She is being a great friend too. Always there with guidance and support. She is an amazing teacher and such a lovely person. I really praise her. Professor, I like you. I love you. I'm also grateful to Professor Igor Orestovich, the head of the specialized academic council, and Professor Irina Zvaric, who is the Department of International Economics, for their professional advice. Thanks as well to the reviewers, professors Maxim Rukov and Olena Borysik for their helps feedback, and to my opponents, professors Veronica Chara and Tatiana Orehova for their insightful comments. Thank you. Last, I can't forget to thank Olika Kershinska and Adriana Muska for all their organizational help. Professor Lyudmila Halif-Luke Jensen and my colleagues in the Department of International Economics for their support, and my family for sticking with me through this whole process. They understand has mental everything. Thank you, everyone. 谢谢。
Thank you, Chжун Демінь, for your final speech. It was really great, and we are lucky that you managed to struggle our Ukrainian names and surnames, and you proceed even in this aspect. It's really hard for Chinese students. And dear colleagues, we are shifting again to Ukrainian language. Шановні колеги, шановні члени спеціалізованої вченої ради, відповідно до пункту 28 постанови Кабінету міністрів України від 12.01.2022 року, номер 44, і затвердженого нею порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти, наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії. Прошу проголосувати шляхом підняття руки щодо присудження здобувачеві Чжун Деміню ступеня доктора філософії. Отже, прошу проголосувати підняттям рук. Хто за? Всі за. 5 членів Ради проголосували за. Хто проти? Хто утримався? Немає. Отже, рішення прийнято одноголосно. Відповідно, шановні колеги, ставлю на голосування питання про затвердження рішення спеціалізованої вченої ради ДФ 58-082-065. Також голосуємо підняттям рук. Хто за? Проти? Утримались? Немає. Отже, рішення спеціалізованої вченої ради прийнято одноголосно. Дякую всім. І також, шановні колеги, на підставі результатів голосування та прийнятого рішення спеціалізована вчена рада присуджує Чжун Деміню ступінь доктора філософії за спеціальністю 292 «Міжнародні економічні відносини». З чим вітаємо шановного здобувача. Дякую всім, хто прийняв рішення у засіданні вченої ради. І на цьому оголошую засідання нашої спеціалізованої вченої ради, оголошую закритим.